So hello and welcome you all to the another lecture of Physitronics building the concepts of physics. So today we are going to discuss about the chapter that is light class 10 CBSE. So we have to know, first of all we have to know the light has two part phenomena. We can see two phenomena of light, that is one is reflection and another one is refraction. So here we have to know about reflection. So reflection is basically the bending back of light ray. So when light ray backs light ray backs to the same medium, we can say reflection happens. And for refraction, bending of light ray, that is refraction. So if we compare these two, let us consider a mirror. Mirror is basically one side is rough and another side is shiny. So these two parts of bottom part is rough and top part is shiny. So if let us consider a light ray, that is incident ray, is coming and it strikes at the mirror and then it is reflected back. So this reflected back. This is, we can say, this blue line is incident ray and this black line is called as reflected ray. Okay, and we have to take a normal in between them. Normal is an imaginary line. So we have to use as a dotted portion. We have to use like that dotted portion. We can't use a straight line. So this is basically reflection, and here we have to know about two laws of reflection, that is incident ray, reflected ray, and if we take a normal, and both are in these three are all in the same plane. That means these three will never come out from its plane, or normal doesn't come out from its plane, and we can say that that reflected ray doesn't come out from is plane surface, and similarly incident ray. So all lie in the same plane. Here here we draw the three parts, that is the incident ray, that is reflected ray, and that one is normal. All lie in the same plane. So that is first law. And second rule says that incident angle is equal to the angle of incident is equal to the I is angle of incidence, and R is angle of reflection. So we can say I is equal to R, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. That is basically two laws of reflection. First law is I, R and N. That is incident ray, reflected ray and normal. Incident ray IR, reflected ray RR and normal are all lie in the same plane. And second, angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. That is about, we can say, the reflection. And we have to know about the two types of reflection. We'll go back to the refraction, but we have to first know about that reflection in more detail. Reflection has two parts. Reflection, if we go, reflection has two parts, two types. One is regular reflection, and another one is diffused, or we can say irregular reflection. Irregular reflection. So, what is regular reflection? Regular reflection is that if you take a mirror and one side is rough and another side is shiny, light ray comes and it will follow the laws of reflection. That is, incident ray and reflected ray are in the same plane, and angle of reflection, angle of incident and angle of reflection will always be the same. So I, R, incident ray, reflected ray and normal are in same plane, and second law is I equal to R. If they follow these laws of reflection, then they are called as regular reflection. If say another ray comes like this and go this, and this is the normal, and I, that in that case I dash, R dash the same. So we can say that it is basically regular reflection because obeys the laws of reflection. Now we move on to the next part, that is diffuse reflection. When the surface is not regular, curved surface, not a straight line, mirror is not a straight line, then when the light ray comes, they will not follow the laws of reflection, incident angle and angle of reflected incident ray and reflected ray, angle of incidence and angle of reflection will not be the same. I and R will not be the same. If we take another case like this, so the angle of reflection, angle of incidence and angle of reflection. So we'll start from this part. We have to name them. That is, this is incidence ray. We can name them as AO. This is reflected ray. We can name them as BO. This is normal, NO. Okay. O is point of incidence. O is point of incidence, and you can name NO. NO is basically normal. Okay. Basically normal. So now we have to know about the angle of deviation. What is angle of deviation? Angle of deviation is basically the light ray. If mirror is not present, the path the light ray follows, and in presence of mirror, light ray follows that path or certain path. The angle between previous path when mirror is not present and when mirror is present, the angle between them is called, when mirror is present, the angle between them is called angle of deviation. So this is delta. We can represent it as delta. So from there we have to find the relation of angle of deviation or formula for angle of deviation. So this is a straight line. AOC is a straight line. So we can write that this is 180 degrees. So I plus R and plus delta forms 180 degree. I plus R plus delta is equal to 180 degree. Okay, is this clear? I, R and delta forms a straight line that is 180 degree. Okay, and now from the laws of reflection, we can we can write I equal to R, so we can replace R as I delta 180 degree. So next line we can write as 2I is equal to delta 180 degree. So delta equal to 180 degree minus 2I. So this is the expression for the angle of deviation, and another expression will be delta equal to 180 degree minus 2R. Okay, because I equal to R for angle of reflection, law from the law of reflection we can write I equal to R. So we have to remember these two expression so that we can solve numericals. Okay, so we have to remember this equation, and this equation also we have to remember. Okay, now we will solve some basic numericals, that is, if incident ray makes an angle 60 degree, with the mirror, what is the angle of reflection? So we have to remember that angle with mirror. So figure will be like this. This is mirror and this is incident ray, and angle forms between the mirror and incident ray. Incident ray makes an angle with the mirror, so that is 60 degree. So what is the angle of reflection? So we have to find R. So we can write this like this. This is the reflected ray and this is normal. So we have to find the first angle of incidence, then we have to find the angle of reflection. So we know normal always makes angle with the mirror. Normal makes angle 90 degree with the mirror. Normal makes 90 degree angle with mirror. Clear? So next we can go through like this. This one we can name them N, O, A, B. Okay, and we can write it like M dash, that is mirror. So AOM given, so we have to find AON. So AON will be total angle, that is NOM minus AOM. Clear? So NOM, that is total angle is 90 degree and AOM is 60 degree. So the result is 30 degree. Clear? One question is asked like that: if light ray, if incident ray and normal overlaps with each other, so what will be the angle of reflection? Remember, this is normal, this is incident ray. So angle between this. So incident ray, angle between incident ray and the normal is 0 degree. So we can write angle of reflection is R equal to 0 degree. Since they have overlapped each other, so we can say angle between incident ray and normal is 0 degree. So vice versa, we can say from the laws of reflection, angle of reflection will be R equal to 0. That's it. We know about the reflection. In next lecture, we'll know more about reflection, image formation of reflection. Okay, then we will move on to the next part, that is diffraction. Okay.